Today, we're going to learn some relevant words that you need in your conversation about skills. We'll be exploring vocabulary that can help you express the process of learning, mastering, and applying skills. The words we'll be focusing on are to hone in on, to master, metacognition, adroit, ingenious, and naive. These words are not just intriguing but can also add depth to your conversations about abilities and talents. So, without further ado, let's dive into our first word. Our first phrase is to hone in on. This idiomatic expression is all about focusing or directing your effort or attention towards something specific. For example, you might hone in on your math skills to improve them, or a detective might hone in on a suspect in a case. It's a great phrase to use when you're talking about concentrating on a particular area. Now let's link this to our next phrase, to master. Once you've honed in on a skill, the next step is to master it. Mastery implies a high level of proficiency or expertise in a particular skill or field. If you've mastered a language, for instance, it means you can speak it fluently, almost as well as a native speaker. So remember, you first hone in on a skill, focusing your energy and attention on it, and then work towards mastering it, achieving a high level of expertise. So, to hone in on and to master are two phrases that express the development and perfection of skills. Next up, we have metacognition. This term might sound a bit complex, but it's pretty straightforward. It refers to the process of thinking about thinking. That's right, it's like your brain taking a step back and analyzing how it learns and processes information. Think of it as being aware of your own thought process. For example, you might say, by practicing metacognition, I figured out that I learn best through visual aids rather than just reading. Now, let's delve into adroit. Adroit is an adjective that describes someone as skillful or clever, particularly in thought or action. It's like being a pro at what you do, whether it's playing a musical instrument, solving a math problem, or even making a perfect cup of coffee. For instance, with his adroit skills, John easily fixed the complex machinery. Remember, being adroit often requires metacognition, or thinking about how you think. Our final set of words for today are ingenious and naive. Ingenious refers to someone who's inventive, clever, and original, like an ingenious engineer who designs a groundbreaking device. But watch out, Portuguese speakers, it's a false friend and doesn't mean ingenuous. Now, naive describes someone who lacks experience or judgment, like a naive tourist who believes every word of a street vendor. So while someone ingenious can create new solutions, a naive person might not see the complexities of a situation. We've covered a lot of ground today with our vocabulary about skills. We've learned to hone in on and master our talents. We've discovered metacognition, thinking about thinking, and how to be adroit, skillful in using the hands or mind. Lastly, we've explored the difference between being ingenious, clever, original, and inventive, and being naive, lacking experience or judgment. Remember, expanding your vocabulary is a skill in itself, so keep practicing these words and use them in your conversations.